Hello, welcome to the season 2 of Stable Talks, now powered by Bitso. I'm Caio, founder and co-CEO at Lumx. I have Julián with me. How's it going, man?
Hey Caio, how are you? I'm Julian, Senior Director for South America at Bitso. I'm very happy to join this second season of the podcast.
That's good, that's good. And we couldn't start in the better shape. We are starting the season 2 with Antônia Souza. She is the crypto lead at Visa for Latam and Caribbean. And I'm pretty happy to talk to her today because, as you guys will know, we had some past together. But if it's your first time here, here in Stable Talks, Stable Talks is a podcast that we started in the start of 2025. Is a space that we love to talk about how the stablecoin industry is evolving. Of course, doing connections with the financial industry as a whole, and bringing new use cases and updates from the market that we see that will make a difference in the upcoming months and weeks of the industry. So I'll pass the ball to Antonia. How's it going, Antonia?
Hello. Hi, guys. Thank you for the invite. It's a pleasure to be here.
That's
Thank you for
good.
being
That's
here.
good.
Yes.
Yeah, we are happy that you are here. And just so we can kick off this conversation. Antonia, now you lead crypto at Visa, but before you have a past in big techs, right? And also some experiences in startups. So it would be really helpful for you if you can just give you like a general intro about yourself, your background, and what you are doing at Visa today.
Right. Well, I have been working with big techs for great part of my career, right? So I started at Uber, I worked at Amazon, and I can say that my work with crypto started when I was working with Meta. I was part of the Reality Labs team, which is the team that was responsible for develop of the metaverse strategy. And fun fact, I joined Meta exactly in the moment that Meta was Facebook and changed the name for Meta. So that was my entrance point at Metaverse. And I was responsible for doing all the strategy and manage all the strategy for Metaverse in the Latin America. And since the beginning, it was very easy for us to understand that the virtual reality was not so easy to enable it in the Latin America because of some couple of reasons of hardware, software, and everything. And so we started to take a look on other emerging technologies that were correlated to the metaverse, and that's where we started to take a look on NFTs. And by that time, there were a big collection here in Brazil. And although I work for Latam, I live in Brazil, in São Paulo. And here in Brazil, there were a collection that's named Reserva X. And it was one of the main collections of NFTs that were made here before. And I started to take a look and understand better the collection and understand who were behind the development of that collection. And it was Lumx. So that's where I started to understand better, and I met Caio, and Lumix started to be my partner in everything. So as I didn't have the virtual reality to do, all my projects would have NFTs. So we did a lot of projects, and I learned a lot about crypto with the Lumix guys. And after some time, unfortunately, Meta had the massive layoff, laying off over 12,000 people, and I was one of them. And it was an interesting point because I was in Rio de Janeiro. It was that time of the year of the Rio Innovation Week, and I was there to be a speaker in behalf of Meta, and everything happens at the same time. And Caio, once again, gave me a call and asked me, "Hey, I know that everything happens. Let's have a lunch for you to calm down and everything. I can imagine how you are feeling." And to be honest, I thought that it would be only a friend's lunch because we were friends, right? We were working together. And when I arrived there, he invited me to join Lumix, to be the CEO of Lumix. And raised the bar. It was previous the investment, the BTG investment, and there is a lot of things that we need to do. And I joined the Lumx team, so I worked as COO for Lumx for the last 2 years, working since the NFT company till the stablecoin company. So for me, it's a pleasure to be here today. It's a pleasure to see. I am very proud of everything that we did in the past, and to see where Lumx are now and how the business is growing so fast. So thanks again for the invitation. And well, the one thing to add here. With Lumix, I was able to achieve one big goal for me. That I became one of Forbes under 30 in entrepreneurship and innovation. And this all thanks for all of the work that we done together. And in the end of the last year, I received the opportunity to come to Visa, to join Visa team in order to, and I used to say that I came to the big league in order to open more doors for the startups, for the crypto environments, right? So I joined the Visa team to work with crypto for all the Latin America, and I help banks and financial institutions to understand what is a stablecoin, what is crypto, and how they can introduce that technology that's so innovative into their infrastructure, into their daily routine. So that's it. That's what I am doing now. And it's a pleasure to continue this partnership with Lumix and with Bitso that's so close to Visa too.
That's that's really cool. And actually, like, I didn't know your story with Caio, and it's an amazing one. So, as a stranger between you two, that was an amazing tale to tell. So, I was like the last thing you said. It's really interesting for me, and like let's dig deeper on the core subject of this podcast and this episode in particular. So like many people think that there's a huge divide between traditional financial institutions like banks or payment or credit cards like Visa and the new crypto slash blockchain slash stablecoin world, no? Like what you have just mentioned is that there's a continuum, no, between like working for big tech companies to go into the startup crypto world to now being in one of the leading, if not the leading payment company in the world doing crypto. So, so how did Visa be, began this like road into the crypto world? And how's the connection between these two worlds? That seems really interesting to dig deeper.
It's interesting because as now we are living a bull market, everybody thinks that Visa just started to work with crypto right now. And this is not the reality. We have been working with crypto for many years. We have been closely monitoring and engaging with crypto space, always exploring and developing innovative solutions. For early on, we recognized the potential of the stable coins, and we have been helping and to develop infrastructure and develop products that it's allowing people to use the Visa credentials backed by the assets. And we have been working to modernize our own settlement infrastructure to leverage this technology. So just to have a great example, our first crypto card here in Brazil was with crypto.com in 2021. So during the winter, we were working with crypto. So it's something that we have been working, and we have our CEO, Ryan. He were on CNBC other days, and he said, we keeping working for this time forever. It's not something that started right now. We were ready for do this because we have been working to have crypto, to have stable coins into our networks since a long time. And it's important, and I think that this is very important to remember, you guys, because everybody look at Visa and think, hey, Visa, it's a credit card company. And we are not. We are a technology company. We are true fintech, so we are always taking a look on innovative solutions. We are always guided by our mission that provides to clients the best possible ways to pay and be paid. And by having this as our mission, our team is always looking to understand what shaped the markets, what can change the way how we work. And of course, when we take a look into the stablecoin environment, the number of money movements is impressive. Only on the last 12 months, we have $6.5 trillion move in money movements into between digital wallets. So if we take a look on those numbers, it's fair enough for not just for us, for the entire market to take a look and say, hey, it's something that we need to be part, we need to understand. So for us, of course, the adoption that we are seeing in the last 2 years, it's something that help us to increase our attention, increase our priority, but it's not something that we start right now.
That's awesome. And also addressing these topics that you mentioned, one cool thing that you mentioned is that Visa is not a credit card company. Visa is a technology company. And going deeper in this topic, we always see Visa and directly connected to credit cards. And now you guys are not only, advancing on the cards situation too, with stablecoin linked cards, which is something that I would love to discuss here too, but also some other use cases that you might be involved. For example, I know that you specifically, you were ahead of the CBDC involvement with Visa, right? With the Drex pilot here in Brazil. So I would love if you could give us like a general overview of the main activities that you have been most involved with, and the differences between doing like a project in a CBDC environment, and at the same time also helping startups creating new products that maybe are not, from a regulatory perspective, already ready for mass adoption.
Well, first, talking a little about the CBDC part. We as Visa, we are always very close to the regulators. So for us, when we and on the CBDC projects we had in Brazil, we have been working with the Brazilian Central Bank since the Lift Challenge, that it was on 2021. So it's something, once more, it's a work in progress. We have been working close to them because as we are in that market, we want to give our point of view and help the regulator to understand how the market is shaping and give our perspective, right, and kinds of influence the regulator with what will be better for the market. So on the CBDC project, we have been working with XP and with AgroToken. We delivered 2 use cases. One use case was based on the CPR tokenization, and the other one was focus on the FX optimization. So use the Drex network to do FX cross-border, right? So it was very nice for us to work with this Brazilian Central Bank and to give them our perspective, right? To understand, hey, we think that this would be the best way to do it. And of course, to understand what they are thinking too. Because for us, this is the funny part, because we can, of course, we can share with them what we are thinking, what we think that would be better for the market, and we can receive from them their feedbacks and kind of equilibrate, right, like what is happening. On the other side, I have been working with several traditional banks and startups and fintechs to start with stablecoins, we start with crypto. And on this other side, there is a kind of difference because we have been working, as I said, I work in all the Latin America, and there are countries that they are more, the status of readiness is more readiness than the other ones. So there are some countries that my main focus is to be kind of educational. So help those, and we have been working with our VCA team that is working together with those traditional banks that want to start their strategy with stablecoins, but doesn't have a very clear understanding of what is stablecoin, how they can start it. And this is a thing. And there is another word that's where the fintechs or mainly other banks too, that they already know exactly what they are doing, and they just want to know how Visa can help them to do this faster. And this is my other part, where I can have more products being launched in a short term, and helping them to understand how Visa products is built to help them to skip all the blocks that we know that the blockchain environment has, and how Visa can help them to make this integration in an easier way. So mainly, I would say that these three fronts are my main focus right now. Kind of interesting. And another thing that's very interesting for me too is that the way how those partners, those traditional and fintechs, they trust in Visa. So although they are talking with several other companies, when we are talking about the card scheme, they prefer to trust in Visa, and this is for us is a pleasure, right? We are very proud to be this trustable partner that's helping traditional banks and fintechs.
That's amazing. And this year has been particularly like bullish on stablecoin. No, there's a lot of things happening on that sphere, like companies like Circle doing an IPO, companies like Bullish doing an IPO with like the, the proceeds being paid on stablecoins. And I think that we are going from an old world where the two worlds were divided, like crypto native people that didn't want like to know anything about fiat money versus like fiat people that didn't want to know anything on crypto. And now you have this use case you have just mentioned powered by stablecoins. No, like there are like people that are mainly native fiat users that want to explore a little bit how it's to pay with crypto. And there's a lot of people with crypto that hold crypto for a long year and now want to use the crypto or want to use the proceed or the gains they have achieved using crypto. So in this regard, so I know you're working very hard on the stablecoin-backed cards. So how's that on the Visa roadmap? So what kind of relevance do you see? And if you see these kind of products can compete on a near or like midterm future with the traditional credit cards you know very well, no?
Yes. Well, Visa continues to set the industry standard in financial innovation by leading the way we have the stablecoin linked card, right? We strong see that those cards empower users to spend the stablecoins and more than 150 million merchants worldwide. So we are the bridge between the wallets where everybody starts to buy stable coins and the way how you can spend that money. So as financial institution is increasingly adopting stablecoin based accounts, these cards are unlocking new opportunities and expanding the range of service available for those users. And in addition to that, we as Visa, we have been offer one more product related to that product, to the Visa stablecoin linked cards. That is, we have selected issuers the opportunity to participate in a pilot program where we enable the direct settlements in stablecoins with Visa. So they can change from the traditional settlements where they can settle just from Monday to Friday to a settlement with stablecoins that could achieve at 7 days a week. So this is a new product that we as Visa have been delivered to our clients to reduce the operational friction, to represent a more efficient and inclusive global payments ecosystem. So all of this is part of this new world that we have been working. And for sure, we have been seeing an increase of adoption on that type of product. If I see a change, or let's say the people are moving from the traditional to the stablecoin. I think it's early to say something like that, but for sure there are use cases. I think that make people to use the stablecoin linked cards are different, and we have seen even the basket size of the use of the stablecoin linked cards are different from the traditional. So we are till now we are seeing different use case, and let's see what the future show us.
Yeah, a follow-up question on this stablecoin linked cards thing. Recently, we had Blockchain Rio here in Brazil, and it was funny because not only we had, if I'm not wrong, like 4 big booth of these stablecoin neobanks that are offering like global dollar accounts with stables plus stablecoin linked cards. But also we had other companies that didn't have a booth, but were there to also explore the Brazilian market. So Brazil specifically has been a place where this use case of using stablecoin linked cards have been growing a lot, at least up to this point, from global companies who wanted to enter Brazil. We still don't see any. Actually, there are a few projects in Brazil, but not a big project that is offering these services here. Do you see the same situation in other Latam countries that you have been interacting with? Is can we say that this is already like a killer app for stables?
Already like a what?
Like a killer app for stables?
Killer app. Well, let's talk first about the Latin America, right? And if we get the data, because one of the main use case for stablecoins is the dollar-based store of value, right? And this happens more on countries where we have high volatility in their local currencies, which is the main characteristic of many countries here in Latin America. In addition to that, we have several local governments changing their local regulations to be more receptive to stablecoins. This is happening in Bolivia, this is happening in several others. So all of those facts is helping to see the increase of adoption that we have been seeing in stablecoins. A recent report from Chainalysis shows us that the Latin American volume of transaction comparing 2023 with 2024 has an increase of 207%. It's big. And when we compare those numbers with the use of crypto like Bitcoin and Ether, we are very far apart from them. We are using more stables than using the other crypto. And this for me shows 2 things, not just the adoption of stablecoins, but 2, because when we talked about, oh, people are using crypto, we are using Bitcoin and Ethereum, we are talking like a degen, right? For degen users. But for stablecoins, not. We are not talking more about the bubble, the crypto bubble. And I have been talking a lot about that inside Visa. It's not me that is using anymore. It's my uncles. It's the people that's not inside the crypto world. And this is happening here in Latin America. We have Argentina with one of the biggest users of stable coins, Brazil, Mexico, Colombia. So we as Visa, we see that stable coins are easier, faster, simple and cost-effective way to access US dollar for anyone. And so based on that, what we do, what we have as an approach is to offer those credentials and link it directly to the stable coins and enable those users to spend this. And don't just locally but abroad too. So it's something that is increasing, and we see that's a behavior that's not just in Brazil. It's a behavior that's happening in all Latin America.
Yeah, and you see, like you mentioned the Argentina case, no, and I've lived in Buenos Aires most of my life, and during lots of time in which like uncertainty, inflation, devaluation of the local currency is the rule rather than the exception. Like people start relying a lot and researching a lot on new technologies on how to access a dollar. it can either be a physical dollar as it used to be, it can be a banking dollar, and now it's a crypto dollar. No, but like people want dollar because like we have like this cultural tie to saving in dollar, to spending in dollars. And that's why like stablecoin has been a boom, like since 2023 till up to now. Like the uses of stablecoin, and I concur with what you said. No, like in the use cases we see at Bitso, like Bitcoin is the preferred currency to hold, but people want to buy and sell stablecoins, and they want to buy crypto dollars, they want to sell crypto dollars, and they want to manage like their
It's for the
daily
daily,
lives
for the
on
daily
crypto dollars. Yes,
routine.
yes, but because it's like a tool for like self survival, no? Like in this Latin American jungle, maybe.
Yes, because I think in the past the stable coins were more related to the crypto exchange. So it was the go-to tool for all the crypto markets they use for move money. But now we are seeing that's not for this anymore. We have the gig work with more and more people receiving in stablecoin. And another point, the P2P payments too, because it's much more easier to send money from stablecoin to a wallet from another wallet than use the Swift. So there is a lot of use case, and I think that is the main difference from what we lived in the past with the crypto wave and what we are living right now. I used to say that crypto in the beginning was kind of a casino. People buy in the hope of speculation and hoping to get rich, and that's it. Right now, it's not that what's happening. Now we are seeing stablecoin being used to solve real world use case, not just for our daily routine, but for the traditional finance environment too. So that's the main difference, and that's why we see this boom so interesting, and the growth and adoption so good.
Yeah, I think that I always joke that we always say that stablecoins were the first product in crypto that achieved product market fit, right?
Exactly.
But I always joke that before stablecoins achieved product market fit, the biggest product in crypto was meme coins. Is where you had the most stickiness in the industry. But yeah, I totally agree. And just to follow up on this topic regarding the inflation side and how Latin America has been, being one of the main benchmark when it comes to adoption. Recently, we have been seeing the case of Bolivia too, right? So people having problems there too, and looking to use stablecoins to do movements, not only like globally for like send money or to receive money, but also to spend money locally. So this is one thing that the story is repeating itself. It's like we're seeing Argentina again. So it's classic, this whole movement. And Antonia, addressing new things here. So we talked about stablecoin-backed cards, how I've been seeing, how the space is now more mature and all those things. Especially in the last 2-3 months, we saw a huge advancement of regulation worldwide, most importantly, the Genius Act in the US. I would love to hear your 2 cents on how did you, inside Visa, how actually Visa received these new updates on the regulation side. And did you already receive, like, I don't know, at the same day that Genius Act were approved, you receive calls, now we're ready, now we want to move? Or is this something that would take more time to move?
Well, as Visa point of view, we are happy that we finally has a clarity related on the regulatory point. So our CEO Ryan was there in the White House together with Trump too, because for us it's very difficult to work in an environment where you don't have this regulatory clarity. And mainly for us that work with traditional banks, the traditional bank is not like a fintech, it's not like a startup that will do even if you don't have a law. For the traditional bank, they want this clarity because what is they have in behind them, it's much bigger, right? So for us, we see the Genius Act as a very positive way, where we can see mainly how stablecoins can be issued, can be how the reserve must be done, and everything. And when we address this part to the Latin America, it's still early. It's too early to understand how this will scale in our region. But I can see that much more people are interested, much more institutions are interested in stablecoin now that they have the Genius Act. This is for sure something that I have been seeing since the Genius Act. My last weeks, my agenda is full because everybody wants, and even the ones, the traditional banks, the ones that in the beginning doesn't want to talk about crypto, now they want to understand. What we see at Visa is till the end of this year, probably all of great banks, all of traditional banks will have a strategy into stablecoins. And what we have been doing on that environment is helping those banks to understand how to address this strategy. So how the Genius Act will impact our regulations in the Latin America, it's early to say, but for sure, I can say, for example, if we get the LGPD and the GPDR, Brazil used a lot the GPDR, the law data protection that was issued in US and in Europe. Brazil used a lot these regulations to create his own. So I think that we probably will see something similar to that, but as I said, it's very early to say anything about how this will impact our region.
I'm really interested in seeing, like, you have gone through some of the biggest companies in the world, and many from technology, and now you're working in a different technology company. But like in your movement from like big tech to startup to a very like consolidated and leading company, a key part for us working in the crypto environment is the power to innovate, no, and to move fast, because like this is a world that moves really fast. And I don't know, like your thoughts on, is it difficult to innovate into like a very consolidated financial world? You sometimes miss like the fast pace of a startup. Like, how do you, as one of the biggest companies in the world, deal with this need of moving really fast?
Okay. It's fun that you asked that because we consider ourselves like the first fintech founded in the 80s. So since the beginning, the innovation and the disruption was into Visa DNA. So I think that it's that disruptive spirit that allow us to become this global lead into the payment technology. And this is something that we continue to embrace into our mindset. So our teams are constantly monitoring marketing trends and not new technologies in order to develop new technology that are shaping and will continue to shape into our industry. We are always investing in innovations to ensure that our products are not only the best for today. As I said, our mission is to be the best solutions to pay and to be paid, but it's not for today. But we remain to be so in the future. So we have been working. Visa, has a very innovative environment. Just to explain to you, to show you, in the first semester of this year, we hosted the Visa Product Drop. That was an event where we brought together technology leaders from our clients worldwide, and we showcase our latest innovations like the Visa Intelligent Commerce. That is a product that we developed that use AI agents to transform the way how we shop. And this is a very, very good example of how Visa is working to not be the Kodak, not be the best in the past, but continue to be the best, continue to be shaping the innovation on the environment of payment network. So we are always trying to connect what we have into the traditional system with this new technology that will come, that probably will change the future, that change the way we do business tomorrow.
That's amazing. And going to the closing remarks here, we always end up our conversations talking about not only how we see the market today, but how we see the market tomorrow. And since you already, did some glimpses about AI, and I totally believe that stablecoins, blockchain, AI will work together in a lot of use cases like e-commerce, like I mentioned, we already see some pilots of agents that have wallets with stables and they can buy things for you. So why not AI agents with stablecoin accounts with cars that they can spend? So I totally believe that all those things will most likely work together somehow in the future. So I would love if we could close the conversation here, hearing your thoughts about the future, right? How do you see this whole space evolving? And you already talked a little bit about this, but how do you see Visa's role in this whole evolution of the financial industry too?
Sure. Well, I think that's it. We are in the beginning of the stablecoin markets. And just with that, we can see how we were working with the new era of programmable money and how big these markets can be. So as Visa, we have been focused on integrate all of this. And be this bridge between these new technologies and the traditional financial system. So we want to be this trustable bridge as we already are this trustable partner. And we have been doing this by doing a lot of strategic partnerships like we have with emerging wallets, with global banks, developing our settlement infrastructure in order to enable new currencies like stablecoin, supporting new ways, new flows for crypto payments, and of course, developing new solutions like the Visa tokenized asset platform, where the banks would be able to mint, burn, and transact with stablecoins and with smart contracts. So all of these are things that we are doing, and we are very early to say what will be in the future. But what I can say that we are working a lot to understand and to be part of that finance revolution. Of course, the AI is something that we have been working for the last 30 years, and we have been adding AI in our product. We just, as I said, we just launched the Visa Intelligent Commerce, and I truly believe that it's the connection between those points is something that we probably will see in the future. But right now, it's something that it's early, but what we can say is that there is a lot of things, and for sure, stablecoins is starting this new era of money movements, and we want to be part, and we are being part of that.
That's amazing. Well, thank you very much for joining us. It's been a really amazing conversation, and I learned a lot of stuff. Like first, that Visa is a technology company, and then you help us and our audience for sure to overcome with a lot of bias many of us in the crypto world may have with the traditional companies, because as we already said and discussed in this chapter, these kind of two different worlds are reaching together. Like Visa is playing a key role there. So, is there any like website, social media channel where our audience can follow what you are doing? Anything you want to share?
We recently launched a white paper related to stablecoins, and it's a very good material for the ones that want to understand more what Visa is doing. And it's public. It's just just have to go to Visa and put on the Google Visa white paper stablecoins. You find it's very. I can share with you guys the link to put on the description of the video. It's a very good document, not just for the traditional banks, but for the ones that want to understand better the environments. We have there a lot of trends, a lot of what are the main use case that are driving the volumes of stable coins. It's a very good lecture. I will share with you guys.
Thank you.
Amazing. Send this to us and we can put it in the description. Antônia, again, thank you for being here with us. It was amazing. Let's rock. The space is just starting. Too much things to come.
For sure. Thank you all. Thank you. I'm very happy to be here. It was a pleasure, and we see each other in the events next week, right?
Yeah.
Sure.
Let's go to Mexico.
Let's go to Mexico.
See you guys. Bye bye.
See you. Bye.
See you. Bye bye.